All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. So, like in double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, pushing to get up out of here, Shalom, to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And what I want to get into today, is for his name's sake, for his name's sake, all right, for the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to do great, all right, and terrible things in the earth, and for his name's sake, he's getting ready to judge the earth in righteousness. And who's going to execute that judgment, okay, is his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and also on the flip side, he's getting ready to deliver, okay, a remnant of his people, okay, for his name's sake, all right, because we was a nation created, to be an extension of the Lord's glory, and to keep us in this state of captivity, state of sin, state of degeneracy, that will be a dishonor to his name. All right, because he put his name on us, man. So for the Lord's name's sake, we finna see major moves happen in the earth, and we're going through the transition now. We're going into the buildup. Okay, this is why, we have things happening that was leading to great destruction. Okay, and the Lord is dealing with his remnant. Okay, which is leading to a great deliverance, man. And it's all for his name's sake. So when you read the book of Isaiah 48 and 9, it says, "For my name's sake will I defer my anger, and for my praise I will refrain, all right, for thee, that I cut thee not off." All right, so the fact that the Lord, chose not to cut us off, but to show mercy, through his son, Yahweh Shai, because that sacrifice made by Yahweh Shai will then granted a remnant mercy in these times. Okay, so we won't be cut off. All right, as the Lord is getting ready to judge the earth. Okay, there's going to be a remnant of Israel. All right, it's going to be delivered and also changed. All right, to immortality, which is another glory, man. All right, which that's going to be the token of who we are as a people. Okay, that's why in the kingdom we're not going to have to teach and prove who we are. Okay, it's going to be known. We're going to be changed. The earth is going to see this deliverance. All right, and it's all for the namesake of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, which is a righteous power. Okay, so there's mercy that the Lord chose not to cut us off, but he did that for his name's sake, because his name is on us. Okay, verse 10 said, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." And this is why we go through the furnace of affliction we call life. All right, life in this truth. Because we get resistance from this world, pushback from this world, because we're in this truth, man. Which makes us outcasts. The way that our belief system is contrary to this world, and the Lord takes us through, moments of time in life. Okay, he takes us through moments in life, all right, that purge out of us unwanted qualities, man. We're constantly being refined through these afflictions, through suffering, through betrayals, through setbacks, disappointments, the mistreatment in this truth, man. Okay, it's all an affliction that's refining us, man. Okay, for the deliverance. Okay, because we're being refined to be delivered. Okay, we're just going to give glory to the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Okay, verse 11, it says, "For my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it, for thou should know," all right, "for how should my name be polluted, and I will not give my glory unto another man." So let's read it again. Verse 11 said, "For my own, all right, for my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it, for how should my name be polluted, and I will not give my glory unto another. All right, so for his own sake, his own goodness, all right, his own name's sake, he's going to do it, man. He's refining us to deliver us, man. So his name won't be constantly polluted amongst the heathen, man, because how we are is a reflection of him. How we are as a people is a reflection of our power. So that's why he's began the process of cleansing the remnant so we can be that representation of him in the earth, man. All right, forever in righteousness, man. You see? And the Lord's going to have a wonderful name in the earth, man, in the kingdom. When they see us, they're going to see our power. They're going to see the glory of our power. Okay? So when you go to the book of Ezekiel, yeah. So let's get Ezekiel 39. I think started let's see, Ezekiel 39. Started 21. Ezekiel 39:21. And it says, and I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see, all right, my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the heathen, all right, they're finna witness, okay, the punishment. They're finna be in the midst of that punishment, man. The Lord punishing the heathen is gonna bring glory to his name. As he's finna bring this whole system down. This whole power structure down. It's going to be judged. It's going to be punished because it's anti-Messiah. It's a rebellion against Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. And the Lord's going to send Yahweh Shai to put down, okay, this rebellion, okay? And it's going to give glory to his name. You see? So verse 22, it says, so the house of Israel shall know that I'm the Lord, their power from that day, all right, forward, man. So these heathens are going to see the destruction. They're going to see the deliverance, man. Okay? See, the Most High finna make a statement. This is going to end all the controversy, who the true Israelites are. Okay? It's going to end, all right, the controversy. Is there a higher power? What is the higher power? This God, that God? No. All that controversy is finna be ended. Okay? In the days of judgment and deliverance, all the controversy and debate is going to be ended. Okay? And then we're going to be reaffirmed on another level, okay, of the Most High being our power, man. And it says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies, so they so fell they all by the sword. So these heathens gonna know in this time that we went into captivity because of our disobedience. You see, when we're changed and we're glorified, okay, when we're immortals, kings and priests in the earth, that he's gonna know, oh, this been the people the whole time. And the reason we've been able to have our ways because they went off. That's the only reason we had the ups. It's because they went off. Okay? It's gonna be known, all right, that these have always been the people of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. Okay? So reading on, it says, according to the uncleanness, in the verse 24, Ezekiel 39:24, it says, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and have hid my face from them. And when someone hides their face, that means you're not familiar with them anymore. Okay, and when you're speaking of a king, if a king doesn't grant an audience with you, you don't see his face. You know, just like the wife that King David put away. Okay, she didn't see his face. Okay, which means she didn't get to enjoy the perks of being the king's wife. He had no children by her. Okay, so the Lord hid his face from us. He didn't grant an audience with us as a people because of our disobedience. Okay, but through Yahushua, you know, his sacrifices set the stage up. It set up the stage for this time and the latter end for us to be granted an audience. Okay, with the king. With Yahushua as a mediator. You see, so now we have an audience with the king. We're getting back familiar with our power. Okay, right before the destruction and the deliverance. And he's doing this all for his name's sake. Okay, this destruction, all right, this deliverance is all going to be for the Lord's reputation to be ingrained into the earth, man. You know, like the Lord's from the brand, okay? He's from the brand the earth, man, through judgment, okay? And through deliverance. You see? So it says, after that, verse 25 said, therefore, thus said the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel and will be jealous for my holy name. Yeah, man, the Lord is fed up with his people in this condition, you know, and especially the remnant that's fighting to serve him. You know, he's fed up with heathens having authority over his people. Okay? Even the 2/3, he's just going to get them out of here. They'll come back. They'll be recycled back, you know, through the 1/3. Okay, but the Lord is tired of his people being ruled over by these goddamn heathens, man. Okay, he's gonna turn their captivity, man. The elect are finna be delivered. All right, 2/3 gonna be destroyed. You know, they gotta deal with a harsh, you know, punishment because he gotta make a statement with them as well. Okay, but there's a 1/3, a remnant. Okay, who's finna instantly become an extension of the Most High's glory. All right, which is immortality, man. You know, spiritual powers. Okay, it's gonna be an extension of the glory of the heavens. You see, and he's doing all this for his name's sake, man. The Lord, all right, is finna stamp his reputation in the earth once and for all. Okay, and we're gonna be those constant reminders in the earth of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Okay, we're gonna maintain that reputation with Yahweh Shah. Okay, as joint heirs, man. We're part of something big, man. Okay, this is something big. This ain't child's play, man. You know, that's why the scriptures calls us to mature in the spirit. Because when we understand what's at stake, man, it make us walk different, think different, man, move different. You know, as we truly believe and come into the understanding of what we're a part of. Okay, and it says, therefore, thus said the Lord power. Now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and will have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, showing you this only for Israelites. All right, northern and southern kingdom. And I will be jealous for my holy name. After that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, where they have trespassed against me, when they dealt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. You know, because we went into idolatry. You know, when we was a sovereign nation. You know, we went back into idolatry. You know, during our golden age, man. You know, right after the era of King Solomon, even at the end of King Solomon's reign, he went into what? Idolatry, man. Okay? And the kingdom was split. And then eventually, northern and southern kingdom was heavy into idolatry. Northern kingdom went directly into idolatry after the split. And then the southern kingdom, eventually, they was heavily into idolatry before, the Babylonians came. Okay? So we went off in our sovereignty, man. Okay? When we was in a good case. You see? Because the Most High, he's reminding, like, look, this is why this is happening to you. But for my name's sake, like, I'm finna clean this mess up, and that began with Yahweh Shai. All right. Verse 27, when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land and them sanctified, all right, in them in the sight of many nations. You see, the Lord gonna be sanctified in his people, man. Okay, we're gonna be a people set apart. What's gonna set us apart is the glory of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, these nations gonna see us being delivered, see us being changed in the twinkling of an eye, and see us come down. Okay, as kings and priests, man, as gods, man. The men of Israel as gods. Okay, and see Yahweh Shai, the splendid glory of Yahweh Shai, man. We're gonna be sanctified, amongst these heathens, man. We're gonna be hallowed, set apart. There's gonna be a major difference between Israel and these heathens, man. Okay, a major separation. Okay, and it says, then shall they know I'm the Lord, their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen, but I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them anymore there. So all the elect gonna be gathered. Okay, and the non-elect gonna be judged. Okay, but there's not gonna be a single Israelite. All right, it's just a straight Israelite just roaming the earth, man. Nah, man, their whole lineage, all right, beginning with the remnant is gonna be delivered. You see, the remnant is gonna be, gathered, 2/3 purged out. The purging of the rebels. Okay, so it's not gonna be one straight Israelite just walking the earth, man. Okay, either you're gonna be of that remnant, all right, or you're out of here, man. All right, and the ones, the non-elect, okay, that don't make it, they're gonna come back through the 1/3. Okay, so there's not gonna be one Israelite that just roaming around. Nah, man, the Lord finna, all right, execute judgment and justice for all of Israel, man. And it says, verse 29, neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. So he's not going to pour, all right, he's not going to remove his face from us. This is the last time, that we will have to deal, okay, in the earth without, the privileges that come with being the sons of God. We're going to be forever, okay, in good standards with our power. Okay, because right now we're exiled and outcast. Okay, but now we're coming back into being the sons of God, which that's a status, you know, that's a status in the earth, man. Yasha Allah, he Prince of the power. Okay, so once we, get this audience with the King, we'll never go backwards again because we're going to be changed, and it's all for his name's sake. You see, so that was the point, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters were edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kalkadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the whole flag. Shalom.